Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there, you brothers and sisters out there, diligently pursuing this truth. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, I don't have a title for today's lesson yet. Alright, but hey, Lord willing, we'll have something either by the end of the lesson or, while it's uploading, we'll think of a name through the Spirit. Okay, so basically, yesterday, I can't remember the name of the lesson that we put out yesterday. I can go and check real quick. It was, let's see, what was it? I forgot, man, when you push out so many lessons. AI doesn't know how to respond to the truth, alright? And as you can see in the video right there, you see actually pictures of Serapis coming up, okay? So I mentioned in that video, in that lesson, alright, that, maybe we could get in to talk about Serapis and these, these false Hamashiachs, false Christs, alright? We say Hamashiach, the world says Christ, alright? And we don't use Christ because Christ can be attributed to other gods, aka, Christus, all right, or Christus, all right, or multiple pronunciations for Serapis, all right, Serapis Christus. Christus was another one, I believe, when I looked it up. Okay, so that's there's other reasons, and Christ can be attributed to other false gods, all right, idol worship, but Hamashiach, all right, we use for the Son, all right, the Savior, all right, whose name is in the correct name, all right, and biblical Paleo Hebrew would be Yahweh Shai, all right. So instead of Jesus Christ, it's Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, all right, not Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. There's no J's in Hebrews, all right, in original Hebrew, all right. And maybe we'll get to that at some point because I do have a lesson in the works on that as well, all right, titled "You Love God, Okay, Which One?" All right, and that's a milk lesson, so that's something that, today's lesson is definitely not a milk lesson. All right, I mean, I get it's not, super deep scripture-wise, but a lot of the stuff we're talking about, is a little bit on the deeper spectrum. Okay, so, but it's scripture-wise, it's pretty fair and basic, with the basics just being don't go after other gods, all right, don't worship them. Okay, we have, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that's it. Okay, but, the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as we know them today, all right, as those are the names that have been put on us, all right, have constantly, even since, after the Exodus, all right, and being brought out of Egypt, constantly just going off and worshiping other gods. If you can go back to the account of when, Moses went up the mountain, all right, to speak to Yahweh, and then what happened? All right, Moses mountain calf idol. Okay, so the golden calf. All right, and we can just read a basic of this. Okay, so it's speaking about the golden calf. All right, it says according to the Bible, the golden calf was an idol. All right, a cult image made by the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're known today. When Moses went up to Mount Sinai, all right, and what did he do? Why did he go up to Mount Sinai? Okay, it says Mount Sinai is the mountain at which the 10 Commandments were given to Moses by Yahweh. Okay, so Moses, all right, went up this mountain, all right, Mount Sinai, to go and speak with Yahweh, all right, and the Israelites were already going off. All right, it says in Hebrew the incident is known as, I don't even know how to pronounce that. It says the sin of the calf. All right, first mentioned in the book of Exodus. Okay. Now it says, and we're just giving you a rough, if I could fucking think, rundown. That's what we use, a rough rundown of what went down. Okay, for lack of better words, Slovakia, fucking brain decided to stop up. Okay, so bull worship was common in many cultures in Egypt, whence according to, and that's in Egypt, that's where we were delivered from, right? Because that's where we were at that time in captivity and under, Pharaoh. It says, whence according to the Exodus narrative, the Hebrews had recently come. Okay, so that's where we had recently been delivered from by who? The Most High. All right, and Moses, led it through the power of, Yahweh at the time. Okay. It says the Apis bull. All right, Apis. And Apis, if you look up Apis, all right, that's another god as well. Okay. There you go, Apis. All right, so let's leave that up too, because we that'll be talked about in the lesson as well. So that's good edification as well. It says the Apis bull was a comparable object of worship, which some believe the Hebrews were reviving in the wilderness. Alternatively, some believe that they're trying to use the name Yahweh. That's not his name. All right, that's a misinterpretation of the Tetragrammaton. All right. The Tetragrammaton being, the 4-syllable YHWH, all right? Tetragrammaton, all right? So is the four letters, all right? YHWH, all right? That's incorrect translation, all right? Yahweh comes from these 4 words, all right? So YHWH, all right? But if you know the correct Paleo Hebrew, it would be Yahweh. All right, and we can show you that right now. Okay, we have enough time because that's really quick. I don't, it's just that they put that Yahweh name out there. Just go over here, go to Paleo Hebrew, okay, and then type on images. Okay, now go over here. You got to get the right one though. All right, you got to get the right one. Here it is. Okay, so let's go. And now Paleo Hebrew is. Check it out. Let's see if it'll tell us. Which way is Hebrew read? Right to left. So you start from over here. If we were reading right to left over here, it'd say right to left from read are which languages, modern, many, and English. All right, that's how we would read it. All right, many and English of opposite, but we read left to right in English, right? But Hebrew is read right to left. Okay, so let's go back. So we have the Tetragrammaton, right? YHWH, as they like to abbreviate it, all right? And they say Yahweh, but it's really Yahweh. So let's go here. So the first syllable we're going to be looking for is this thing right here, all right? So let's look for it, okay? And we can go to Tetragrammaton, okay? And they have a bunch of witchcraft stuff with it too. Tetragrammaton Hebrew, okay, because I don't know what this weird witchcraft stuff is, but here we go. So there you go, YHWH. And Paleo, if you type in Paleo, you'll see that it'll come up. See, that's what you're looking at right there. Okay, so let's see. All right, you see multiple different versions of it. Can we get a bigger image? That one will work. All right, well this one's big. Okay, there we go. Check that out. Okay, so we got it. So let's look for this one first. It looks kind of like a Z with a line through it. Okay. So let's see, or this one right here will show you. See, it looks like a Z, an F, a Y, and another like F looking thing, right? We're gonna find out what those words are actually in a minute. All right, but that's what it looks like. Okay, there's multiple different fonts, but let's go over here. So we're looking for the Z-like thing, right? So there it is. All right, can we open this in a bigger image? There we go. Okay, so that would be, the first one would be Yah. Okay, so Yah. All right, what about the one that looks kind of like an F? Yah. Here it is. Ha. This one that kind of looks like a Y. Wa. And then another one. Ha. All right, so it'd be Yahweh. Okay, not Yahwaha. All right, but the ha on the end is that emphasis because you say Yahweh. All right, waha. So it's like an end, but it's not waha. It's wah. All right. So here it is. If we were to write it, hey, paint. Okay, just give me paint. Okay. At the most opportune time. Okay, but anyway, we're still going. Alright, so we're writing. Okay, so Yah. Alright. Ha. Wa. ha. Oh. Just like that. Alright. So this one. Right here. Alright. Ya. Alright, this one right here. Ha. This one right here. Wa. And this one right here. Again. Ha. So Yahweh. Alright. Y. A. H. A. W. A. H. Alright. And then it would be the A, but, you know. So when you type that, it would be Yahweh. Okay, so Y. It's always something. You. It's always in the middle of the lesson. It never does this. When I'm on here trying to play a game, mostly fine. All right, sometimes it'll do it, very rarely. YouTube, fine. Doing other things, fine. Doing a lesson, let's go ahead and fuck up. All right. So that's how we spell Yahweh. All right. So you see how people are spelling it. So we don't use the A. All right. It's just Yahweh. Alright? Yahweh. Alright? And then the AH. Alright? Or the HA. Alright? Yahweh. Alright? That's how you correctly would put it. Alright? So Yahweh. Alright? With these two being together. Okay? So Yahweh. Okay? So that's the correct pronunciation. All right, this is the right Paleo Hebrew. Okay, there's some of them that'll try to lead you astray. This is the one. So save this. All right, write it down however you want to do it. I have it written down in one of my Bibles as well as saved. I believe I have it saved. Let me double check. Paleo Hebrew. It should be right. Yep, right here. Boom. All right, see it? So save that. You never know when they're gonna take it down. So just showing you. The name is Yahweh. All right, we had to go on learned a little extra thing today. But going back, it says alternatively, some believe Yahweh. All right, the national god of the Israelites was associated with or pictured as a calf or bull. Not true. It's through the process of religious assimilation or syncretism. No. Among the Canaanites, some who would become the Israelites, the bull was widely worshipped as the lunar bull, as the creature of El. What is that? God or deity. All right, so predicate from the Amorite. So no, it's no. So it shows you that's what happened. All right. Moses destroying. This is them, and he came down the mountain. All right, the golden calf. You can look up a good image that I like for it. Golden calf, Action Bible. Of course, they don't have the right colors, but can I find the image of it? Well, they won't show it, unfortunately, but yeah. So anyway, little bit of a introduction, right? So that they were doing it even all the way right after they got brought out of Egypt. Okay, so not supposed to be doing that. Why? Because, well, the Lord said not to. All right, so we'll leave Apis up. All right, we might need to get it. We can go and move Apis to over here or something. Okay, so let's get a scripture right off the bat. All right, how long have we been going for already? 14 minutes? Dang. All right, Leviticus 26. I was hoping to do it before the 10-minute mark. Overshot it a little bit. Leviticus 26:1 says, this is the commandment by the Lord, ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your power. All right, but what did the Israelites do? What did we do? Erected a golden calf, an idol, a standing image, right? An image of stone. Well, it was gold, all right. And what do our people do? They bowed down to it, okay. And that was a commandment. The Lord said, don't do that, all right. The Lord said, don't do those things, okay. Don't do it, all right. So, but Israel doesn't like to listen, okay. And they've been doing it, and they were doing it during the time of Ptolemy, all right. And that's what we're talking about is the whole white Jesus thing, really the history of false Christs, all right, as we're saying Christs, all right, but false Hamashiachs, okay. So that's what we're really talking about, white Jesus, false Hamashiachs, all right, false Christs, all right, back in the day, all right, it was even going around during the time of Yahushai. That's what we're speaking on today, so and in some order we're gonna get it, all right. So really, this goes back to this guy named Ptolemy, all right, Ptolemy the First, all right, Soter, all right. So we don't have to read too much about him, all right. Again, I don't know how long this lesson's gonna go. I have some scriptures that I'd like to get to today, but at the same time, I don't know necessarily how long this lesson's gonna take. It might have to be a 2-part lesson, okay. But continuing on, Ptolemy, all right, the First. It says Ptolemy the First, all right, Greek, all right, he was a Greek. It says also called Ptolemy the Savior, right? He lived from 367 BC to January 282 BC, all right, or so yeah, that was that. It says he was a Macedonian Greek, okay? In general, historian and successor of Alexander the Great. All right, this guy was an Edomite. It says who went on to found the Ptolemaic Empire centered on Egypt. It says and led the Ptolemaic dynasty. All right, from 305 BC to 30 BC. Ptolemy was Basilius and pharaoh of Ptolemaic Egypt from 305 to 304 BC to his death. All right, and we don't really need to read the whole history on Ptolemy. All right, you just need to know that he was the one who instituted. He was the successor of Alexander, as it says, and he formed the religion of Serapis, and really created the idol of Serapis. All right, which is probably mentioned in here somewhere. Let's see, Serapis, where is it at? Let's see. I'm not going to mention it in here, but as you can see also Serapis, all right, who was promoted by Ptolemy. Okay, so that's who we're talking about today. Not so much Ptolemy, but we're talking about Serapis, also known as Serapis Christos, right? So Serapis, and you can look up Serapis Christos, all right? And they try to hide a lot of information about it, but well, let's just start with who Serapis is, right? Serapis, all right. Serapis is a Greco-Egyptian god, false god, right? Idol. It says the cult of Serapis was created during the 3rd century BC on the orders of Greek pharaoh Ptolemy the First. Okay, so it was created by order of Ptolemy, right? It says of the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt, as means to unify the Greeks and Egyptians in his realm. So this was an idol that was created to unify the Egyptians and the Greek, and because of that, it was the Serapis, all right, had religious rites that were basically copied and pasted over from Greek religion and Egyptian religion at the time. All right, so they had similar statutes that they had to follow, all right, or certain things, like underworld, certain things like that, right? Which is really all this Christianity is a mix of multiple Egyptian beliefs, Greek beliefs, all right, a lot of pagan beliefs in modern Christianity, all right, such as like their version of Easter, right, which is a festival of a festival of what do they call it? Fertility. All right, a fertility festival. All right, which it really goes back to. Easter goes back to what is it called? Easter pagan holiday. It's called they have a different name for it though. Oh yeah, austere, right? It was very similar. That's why I couldn't remember it. Okay, so continuing on. Bear with me. Let me grab a sip of my drink here. All right. So basically, they say it was created to unify the Greeks and the Egyptians that were in his realm under his rulership. All right. So it says the cultus, all right, of Serapis was spread as a matter of deliberate policy by the Ptolemaic kings. Serapis continued to increase in popularity during the Roman Empire, often replacing Osiris, all right, which I believe Osiris was an Egyptian god. Yes, Egyptian, okay, the god of death, right, as they say. All right, going back over, it says, and the consort of Isis in temples outside of Egypt. Though Ptolemy may have created the official cult of Serapis and endorsed him as a patron of the Ptolemaic dynasty in Alexandria, Serapis was a pre-existing syncretic deity derived from the worship of Egyptian Osiris and Apis. Look at that, boom! And I might have incorrectly spoke, all right, because apparently it was pre-Ptolemy, but he just made it popular, I suppose. All right, but going back to Apis, look, we already had him up. All right, Apis. All right, and what was going down? What he's a bull, and who are the who are the Israelites building a statue, a golden calf? All right, check that out. All right, Apis. Okay, so continuing on, it says it also, Serapis also gained tributes from other deities such as chthonic powers linked to Greek Hades and Demeter, and with benevolence derived from associations with Dionysius. Okay, so he's a mix-matched, fucked up version of multiple different gods. All right, which really, this Jesus Christ character is. All right, that the Christians have made up. All right, and they've placed his name within the Bible. All right, because the son's real name is Yahushai. Okay, and it's not Jesus. All right, there's too many differences between Jesus Christ and Yahushai HaMashiach. All right, skin color, the things they do, their thought pattern. All right, for example, Jesus Christ accepts people of alternative lifestyles, if you know what I mean. All right, Yahushai HaMashiach, it does not. All right, nor does the Father Yahweh. All right, so Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai does not accept alternative lifestyle beings. All right, ones that like to bat for the other team, so to speak, if you know what we're talking about. Okay. So you got to be careful with YouTube, but you know what we're talking about. So the cult statue of Serapis and Ptolemy erected in Alexandria enriched the texture of Serapis' conception by portraying him in a combination of both Egyptian and Greek styles. The statue suitably depicted a figure resembling Hades or Pluto, and you can go in on that again. All right, it says Pluto was the ruler, the earlier name for the god that was Hades. All right, going into Hades. All right, that's where you get a lot of this not hell worship, but these ideas of hell, right? That's where you get a lot of those things, okay? That's where you get, the underworld and, all these things, hellhounds and stuff. That's where all that comes from, right? So, and you can go and read a lot of this, all right? It talks to you more about it. There's cults, all right? But we're just basically giving you the rundown of who this Serapis character is. And you can see that he has long hair, a beard, appears to be a so-called white man, right? So, it's, if this didn't have this and you said, oh, this is a religious character, who do you think this is? A lot of people would say, oh, that must be Jesus Christ, right? Because he does have a similar appearance, okay? As you can see, all right? If we got a picture of this Jesus Christ character. Okay. Look at that. They're not too different. Look, long, flowy hair, right? Long, flowy hair. We got a beard with a mustache, all right? Beard with a mustache, all right? Long, flowy garment, right? Appears to both be so-called Caucasian, right? So, you got to think, all right? And this modern-day image wasn't derived from, Serapis as so much as it was derived from Cesare Borgia, all right? Which we can go and show you real quick, all right? But Serapis being the OG white Jesus, right? So, but the images today are derived from Caesar Borgia, all right, which he was the son of Pope Alexander the Sixth, as we mentioned yesterday. All right, it shows a so-called white guy. He looks, he's this Jesus Christ character, right? That's they look exactly the same, all right, because they are the same. All right, and Caesar Borgia was a piece of shit, man. All right, he killed his older brother. Went on rampages across northern Italy. All right, I believe it was northern Italy. All right, and some part of Italy. It might not be northern. All right, you can look that up. All right, basically in hopes of conquest. We talked about this yesterday, right? Caesar Borgia, Italian conquest. All right, so it says Italy. Let's see. He planned to conquer Bologna. All right, northern Italy. There you go. So he was he set out for Marche, or however you pronounce that. I'm not great with names. All right, and then he killed his brother. All right, that is a thing that he did. All right, killed. Let's see, brother. Death. Suspects. The killer was either his younger brother, Geoffrey Borgia, who murdered him due to Giovanni's relationship with Geoffrey's wife, Sancha, or his brother, Caesar Borgia. It was Caesar Borgia that did it, right? And you can see. So it was you know who it was. The guy was a piece of shit. So continuing on, we got that. All right, we're trying to make this speed along so it can be done in a timely manner. So there you go. Okay, and if you look up Serapis Christus, all right, it says, are the worshippers of Serapis called Christians? It says the followers of Serapis have been called the bishops of Christ, and as Christians, meaning followers of Christ. In this case, followers of Serapis Christos. The religion of Serapis has been around since at least 323 BC. Okay, so you can look at. There's a lot. This is deep, man. You can look up a lot of things. All right, and there's a lot of things. All right, if you look up afterlife, and a lot of the things are associated with Christianity. For example, as going down to hell. All right, that's one thing. All right, you can Hades, right? The Hades. All right, and Hades slang meaning. Hades means it's a polite term for hell. All right, showing you that hell goes back to Hades. People say, oh, he's gonna go to Hades. All right. But Hades was a false god, all right? He's the god of the dead and the king of the underworld, right? His brother Zeus, and Zeus is who they make Zeus. If you look at pictures of Zeus, that's basically the modern day picture of God, all right? That's who they make God look like is Zeus, all right? You see it? This is who they make this, God. They call him God, all right? Whose real name biblically is Yahweh, all right? In the Paleo Hebrew. All right, so they make him look like Zeus, all right, because it's all the same thing, all right. It's all the same thing. You got Zeus as this god character, and then you have Serapis, all right, as Jesus Christ, okay, which is all goes back to idol worship. These are, that's where modern day Christianity comes from, is idol worship, paganism, all right, Greek and all these other crazy gods, and talks about the afterlife. All right, for example, another thing is, the whole Christian idea of, how they view heaven is really Egyptian-like. All right, it says in the early times, the deceased pharaoh was believed to ascend in the sky and dwell among the stars. Okay, and they don't think of heaven. Some of these people, these Christians, think that heaven. When they say, "Oh, heaven, where's heaven?" and they point up. All right, heaven's in a different plane. Okay, it's a different plane. Okay, spiritual realm, same thing. All right, now it could be considered as up, but when I was a kid. All right, I always thought, the way Christians base things off, I thought it was like, in space or something, basically, So, a lot of these things are derived from, and then we have, a lot of these things are derived from these religions, right? So you have this article I was looking at, Jesus Christos and Serapis Christos, the label Christian. All right, and it says, now that and this guy's talking. All right, he's this white-looking guy, but he says down here, it says the followers of Serapis have been called the bishops of Christ, and Christians meaning followers of Christ. In this case, the followers of Serapis Christus. The religion of Serapis has been around since at least 323 BC, and we actually have a historical count from this. All right, there's a book called the Historia Augusta. All right, which was written. All right, what time was it written? All right, sometime BC. Let's see. It was made. Let's see. When was it necessarily published? Publication date is disputed, but it's possibly 4th century. All right, which would be 301 AD to 400 AD. Right, those would be the dates. Okay. So 301 AD would be who would have been ruling? Let's see, Greek. Constantine, 301 to 338. He would have been ruling for a good part of the, the 4th century. So yeah, a good chunk of it at least. So that would be Constantine the Great. All right, so he would be the one. All right, part of a series on Christianity. Interesting. So of course that's talking about Christianity. All right, a Roman Empire. It says was a Roman emperor, not empire. Roman emperor. All right, we looked up Greek, but Constantine. All right, so there you go. You can look up that. Now, anyway, going back to what we were talking about, we just wanted to see who was ruling during that time. The Historia Augusta. All right, so it says the Historia Augusta is a late Roman recollection of biographies written in Latin of the Roman empires, their junior colleagues, designated heirs, and usurpers from 117 to 284. All right, so it was basically a collective by Roman emperors. Okay, so some of the things written in it, you can go here. All right, you can go. All right, to I guess it's the Chicago University site. All right, you can just type in Historia Augusta, University of Chicago, and as you can see, it will come up. Okay, so and that's by the University of Chicago. Okay, so if we go over here, we can read now the Historia Augusta. There's a couple accounts. All right, now this one's from the what is this? This is the let's go home. Give me a minute. Let's go back. Historia. We'll show you. We want you to see. Show you that we're not playing a game. Historia Augusta. And we spelt it wrong, but whatever. We got it. So you can go here. All right, and these accounts are going to be from. Where are they at? They're down here somewhere. Where was it? What was the name? It was in the Four Tyrants. All right. Why isn't it not coming up? Unless I'm skipping it. The Four Tyrants. Previous would be Probus. Can we get the It was here earlier. Firmus. So it'd be in Firmus. Why is it so hard to find it? It's interesting. Maybe it's in the Firmus. Yeah. This should be the one. Is this the right one? Let me see. Yeah. So in 7 and 8. Alright. So there you go. It's in Firmus. Alright, so you can go back. So what you want to do is they changed the name. So it's down here. Alright, Firmus, Saturnius, that stuff. Go there and go to 7. Alright. That's the one. Should be the right one, right? Let's see if this is the right one. Bear with me. No, I don't know. I had this one. It's all in 8. It's all in 8. Okay, so this is an excerpt. All right, from that book, Historia Augustus. All right, so we're gonna go over there and read it. All right. So check it out. So here it is. It says, from Hadrian Augustus to Servianus, the council greeting the land of Egypt, the praises of which ye have been recounting to me, dear Servianus, I have found to be wholly light-minded, unstable, and blown about by every breath of rumor. There those who worship Serapis are in fact Christians, and those who call themselves bishops of Christ are in fact devotees of Serapis. It says, "There is no chief of the Jewish synagogue, nor Samaritan, nor Christian presbyter who is not an astrologer, soothsayer, or an anointer. Even the patriarch himself, when he comes to Egypt, is forced by some to worship Serapis, by others to worship Christ," as it says. So it shows you, the mix between Christianity and Serapis even back in the day. All right, we told you when this book was, written. Okay, now it was published apparently in 1932, but it's supposedly be 4th century. Okay, so. And here it talks about it, all right. It says, "In Alexandria," he relates, "those who worship Serapis are in fact Christians." All right, so that shows you that term Christian. That's why we don't consider ourselves Christian. All right. So another thing, just looking through some history, worship of Serapis. All right, down here I highlighted this. All right, it says within the temple, all right, the temple of Serapis. It says within the temple was a specific and famous statue of Serapis. It says how the statue came to be in Alexandria at his temple is some interest. Okay, and if you look at a lot of the churches, what do they have? They have like some statue or something like this, hanging on the wall, with the cross. All right, so it's very interesting. All right, it's very interesting. All right. So there you go. But so we just wanted to touch on that a bit. That's the history of basically Christ, and we've talked about Cesare Borgia. All right, so like I said, I don't know if this will be a multiple part. I don't know how long we've been going for, about 41 minutes. But we want to touch on some of those things. All right, now we're gonna get to some scriptures. All right, commands of not to do these things. Okay, not to do these things. All right, so. Of course, we got Leviticus 26:1. We'll read it again. It says, "Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image." And that's exactly what Serapis is a standing image. They've made, you saw the busts, all right, that they made of him, all right, the statues. It says, "Neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land," and that's what it was made of, was stone. It says to bow down unto it. "For I am the Lord your power," all right? And what did Christians at the time, all right, what they were being called Christians, all right, because who were they worshiping, all right? Serapis Christus, all right? And among those people were Israelites, okay? Because Israelites have steady been going off, all right, and worshiping false gods, all right? Just like the account, of the golden calf that was being built, all right? Right after, we were delivered from, Egypt, our people went off and started, worshiping false gods. After he just led us out of captivity, all right, and that shows you the mindset of Jake. It's a messed up mindset, right? All right, and a lot of Jakes still are in that mindset. You can't tell, these old Jake women, all right, not to, go to church and worship Jesus Christ, and that Jesus Christ is a false god. All right, they get upset. They get upset when they find out, the true power is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, and for whatever reason, because that Christianity, that Jesus juice runs deep, man. All right, it runs deep. All right, they'd rather worship white Jesus, and really it's because a lot of our people have a problem with self-hatred. All right, that's why you see putting weaves in their hair and straight hair, all right, and putting in blue-eyed contacts because they hate themselves. They'd much rather worship a white god deity, all right, false idol, than the true living power, who is a so-called black man. Okay, they see how backwards of a mindset that is. It's a completely fucked up mindset that doesn't make any sense. All right, but these people, these Edomites have weaved a very, very tangled weave, all right, or web. Okay, it's deep. I mean, going back years. This isn't like a couple, 50 years thing. This isn't 100 years thing. This is a 1,000 years in the making thing. All right, this web that they've been weaving, these Edomites, this covering, they're covering their shit. All right, but in these end days, the Edomites are being revealed. All right, these things are starting to come to fruition. You're starting to see these things. You're starting to hear more about, Serapis Christus. You're starting to hear more about, Caesar Borgia. All right, and they did this and they did that and they did that. When back 30, 40 years ago, all right, you wouldn't have had any idea about these certain things. All right, maybe certain scholars might have, but those ones that had access to that sort of information definitely weren't going to be, telling this around to everybody. All right, and a lot of Jakes weren't in those positions of being able to access those type of documents back in the day. All right, they weren't allowed to access those type of things. That's what's so great about the unicorn, aka the internet. Okay, as we have access to a lot of these things, and through these things, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is revealing a lot of information to his men. Okay, that's going out across the nation of Israel, and you're getting a lot of this information that once we wouldn't have known about. All right, we wouldn't have known about certain things. All right, such as being able to see, seeing the actual documents from, slave ships. All right, we wouldn't have actually been able to see, accounts of, things like Serapis. All right, unless you were, a history scholar, and a lot of those people were Edomites, okay, and kept that information, well guarded. But now we have a lot of access to things that once we didn't. All right, all through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and through it, the truth is being revealed. These devils are being revealed. All right, through the internet, and really, the internet can be used. Esau tries to use it for evil, but the unicorn, as it's mentioned in the Bible, all right, really. It's been a devastating force for these Edomites, all right, because now the truth's going out on it. All right, you're finding information about Serapis Christus and these false religions and these pagan holidays that have been translated into Christian holidays. All right, and you're finding out a lot of information, things that are actually actively revealing these devils, man. All right, so Leviticus, we already read Leviticus 26:1, of course, showing you, that it was a commandment. The Lord said, don't do these things, but Jake did it anyway. All right, this is 1 Kings 9:6-9. It says, but if ye shall at all turn from following me, following the Lord, and now you go after other gods, right? It says, but if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments, and one of those commandments was not worshiping false gods, right? It says, and my statutes which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them. If you do these things, then what? It says verse 7, then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name will I cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people. Now, what is a byword? All right, what does that mean? What's a byword? Okay.
Byword.
Byword. All right. A byword would be a. It's not giving us a great. Slack. I didn't want to get rid of that. It's not giving us a great example, so we're gonna have to go to the Blue Letter Bible, okay, and get the same scripture. All right, we're gonna get 1 Kings 9:7. Okay, let's see what it has to say. A byword. What is a byword?
Strong's H8148. Sheninah. Sheninah.
Sheninah. Sharp word. All right. A cutting word. All right. And one of those words being, the N word. All right. Ninja. All right. We're not gonna say it. All right. But that being that one of those words, that's one of the bywords we were called. All right. Among all people. And Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people. In verse 8 it says, and at this house which is high, everyone that passeth by shall be astonished and hiss, and they shall say, why hath the Lord done thus unto this land and to this house? And they shall answer, because they forsook the Lord their power, who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt. The Lord, had a great deliverance of us out of Egypt, but I guess it wasn't good enough for some of our people. It says, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them, and served them, therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil. So, the curses and all these things, and being, stripped out of our land, and, scattered among all these nations, happened because one of the things that was going on is heavy idol worship in those times. Alright, the Lord did this, and we went and, worshipped a calf, and then the Lord did this, and then we went and worshipped this, and then, Serapis Christus, and all these things, and still to this day, Jake is, Nation of Islam, alright, in the churches with Jesus Christ, alright, all these different crazy, wacky religions, pagans, alright, all this crazy shit, okay? When they're worshiping all these false gods, a fucking bull that can't do shit. All right, then you have Jesus Christ who can't do shit because he doesn't exist, and then you have the Islam Allah, all right, which he doesn't exist either, all right. The name Allah just means power, all right. And then all these other, when here you have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who does exist and can answer prayers and can help you and can deliver you, and you don't want to worship him. You want to go to work. Basically, the equivalent of a fucking drawing of SpongeBob. Okay, we've said it before. If you drew SpongeBob, all right, and put a bunch of a statue of SpongeBob and prayed to him every day, you'd get just as much of your prayers answered as, you know, with Allah or Buddha or, you know, any of these other false gods, or a statue or cross of Jesus Christ. You'd get just as much back from worshiping a picture of SpongeBob SquarePants, man. Why? Because SpongeBob SquarePants does not exist. All right, Jesus Christ does not exist. All right, he's loosely based upon Yahushai in the scriptures, but they changed a lot of things, right? Because he's really more of these other gods, right? You know, Serapis Christus and a mix of Osiris and all these other things. All right. So you have all those that are brought forth. So he's a mix of those things, and none of them exist. All right. You know, Ra and Osiris and Isis. None of those exist, right? None of that doesn't exist. So he's a mixed match conglomerate. This Jesus Christ character. He's a mixed match conglomerate of other false gods that don't exist. So in turn, he doesn't exist. All right. You got Buddha, who's just a man. All right. So that's just, you're worshiping a man, which he can't do shit. All right. Men can't help you. All right. And that's scriptural. All right. If we Here's one. Vain is the help of man. All right, and here worshiping a man, right? But here down in Psalms 108 and 12 says, "Give us help from trouble." Well, actually, we'll read it from 11. "Will not thou, O power, who has cast us off, and will not thou, O power, go forth with our hosts? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man." Now, if you look up the word vain, all right, go to the word vain. What does it mean? Producing no result, useless. All right, if help from man is useless, then worshiping Buddha, a man, would be useless. So you're worshiping all they don't exist. All right, SpongeBob doesn't exist. Those gods don't exist. So worshiping SpongeBob will get you just as much back as worshiping Allah, Buddha, Jesus Christ, any of these other characters, right? So, and Israel's willing to do that. They're willing to worship Buddha. They're willing to go and worship, you know, Allah, and they're worship Nation of Islam, and they're willing to go and, you know, sit in a church and put all that money in that frying pan and give it out to the you know the whoever is in head of the church, so he can go buy a brand new BMW or a brand new Cadillac or a brand new Corvette or a brand new Mercedes, all right, or a brand new Gucci suit and a Rolex wristwatch. All right, all these different things. All right, they're willing to do that. But when you say, hey, did you know that the true God of the Bible, all right, the Father's name is Yahweh and the Son's name is Yahushai, and they're actually, you know, dark-skinned people just like you, and they do exist. They actually, you know, can deliver you. All right, and they're going to come back, and they're going to be, you know, the Son's going to come back, and he's going to be angry, and he's going to be on chair, and they won't listen to you. They don't want to hear it. All right, because it's messed their mind up. Esau's got to them, all right, because they went out, you know, after that 1,000 years to deceive the nations, and they have heavily deceived Jake. You've got you in that tangled web, all right, that Serapis Christus web, right, of false God worship, all right, and that's what it says in verse 9, 1 Kings 9 and 9, and they shall answer, well, you know, why did all these things happen to Israel? Why is Israel in slavery? Why did Israel go through those things? Why would the Lord do such a thing to them? Why would he do such a terrible thing? Well, in verse 9, because Israel did such a terrible thing, right? And they shall answer, verse 9, and they shall answer because they first, why? Well, let's read up from 8. It says, "And at this house which is high, everyone that passeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss, and they shall say, Why? Why hath the Lord, why hath the Lord done thus unto the land and to this house?" And what are they going to say? In verse 9 it says, "And they shall answer, because they forsook the Lord their power." Okay, that's what they did. It says, "Who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them and served them. Therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil." So because they did that, the Lord brought upon this evil. Now, you know, they're getting discriminated against. It's hard for us to get jobs. All right, people say, oh, this and that. All right, we were in slavery. We're in captivity. We got scattered abroad. We're no longer in the promised land, right? All these different things happened to us. Why? Because we were going off. Everybody tries to put all the blame on the Lord. Oh, the Lord's evil. He did this. He casted away his people. But what about our part? All right, the Lord's not bad. All right, the Lord's not bad at all. Okay, he's righteous. He's just. He does what's right. Okay? We were going off. We were going wrong. We were worshiping gods, even though we had the Lord with us. All right? Everything we could have possibly wanted and needed, the Lord could give it to us. But that wasn't enough for Israel. And that's still to that same day. Have you noticed that still to this day, nothing's ever good enough for Israel? Nothing's good enough. All right? Especially the so-called N-dub. All right? Nothing's ever good enough. All right? Got to have this. Got to have that. Got to have this. They can have a nice house and it wouldn't be enough. All right? Because I want a Lamborghini. All right? You have the Lamborghini and nothing's enough. All right? Now you want to have, a McLaren. Now you got the McLaren. Not enough. Now you have to have a private jet. Private jet's not enough. When's enough, Israel? Okay? You had the Lord, all right, the real Lord, all right, that could actually answer your prayers and actually help you through things, and he wasn't even good enough for you. All right, so what's good enough, Jake? What's good enough? All right, the Lord, the best possible thing ever. All right, He can help us with whatever we're going through and deliver us and give us our promised lands and make sure everything's in order. All right, and make sure we're staying the way we're supposed to be. And that's not good. There's nothing higher than the Lord, and that wasn't even good enough for Jake. All right, and that shows you the fucked up mindset that Jake is in. They've been completely destroyed. All right, Esau has destroyed the mind of our people. All right, and the Most High has allowed that to happen because the iniquity and the wickedness that they've done. Okay, now, where we're reading here, we're going from, we're just going to start from 1. All right, Jeremiah chapter 25. All right, just read. All right, and it'll explain itself. It says, the word came to Jeremiah concerning all the people of Judah. All right, that would be the so-called Negroes. It says, in the 4th year that Jehoiakim, the son of Hosea, king of Judah, that was the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the which Jeremiah the prophet spake unto all the people of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, from the 13th year of Josiah, it says, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, even unto this day, that is the 23 year, the word of the Lord hath come unto me, and I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened. What does hearkened mean? All right, let's get a definition. Okay, because Jeremiah was a prophet, and they didn't listen. Hearken means to, well, I just gave away what it means. Hearken means to listen. See, here in Merriam-Webster says listen. All right.
Listen.
All right, to pay attention to sound, to hear something with thoughtful attention, to give consideration. Jake, don't give consideration to it, right? It says, I have spoken unto you rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened. In verse 4, it says, and it's happening to this day. You got the prophets on the highways and byways and all across, the internet that are teaching these things and preaching these things, and Jake ain't listening, right? In verse 4, it says, and the Lord hath sent unto you all his servants the prophets, rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened, ye didn't listen, right? Nor inclined your ear to hear. They said, turn ye again now, every one from his evil way. Hey, come out of Babylon. Stop doing that. That's wicked, all right? A man being with a man, that's wicked. You two women together, that's wicked. Stop doing that. Put down that blunt. You're not supposed to be doing that. Put those cigarettes down. You're not supposed to be doing that either. What is that? Weed? That's wickedness, all right? You're being a witch. Put that down. Don't do that. What are you doing? You're getting with that man's wife. Stop doing that. That's adultery. Stop doing that. Don't do that. That's awful. Hey, you're idol worshiping. Stop doing that. That's not the real God. The real God, is the Father and the Son. How about Shemiao Shai? All right, those are the powers that actually exist. This Jesus Christ character does it. What are you doing over there? Stop doing that. What are you doing? You're eating people. Why are you eating people? You're crazy. Stop doing these. And you know what people said? Oh man, we don't have time for this. They don't want to hear none of those things. All right, they don't want to hear none of those things. Okay. It says in verse 5, they said, turn ye again, every one from his evil way. Right? Stop doing those things. Don't do it. And from the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that the Lord hath given unto you and your fathers forever and ever. It was happening back then, and it's happening now. No one's listening to prophets now. No one was listening to prophets back then. All right, there were people back then that were, just as there are people now that are. But there's a lot of people that just don't. All right, they want to do their own thing, and then something like the flood happens. Oh no, the flood! Well, you were warned, you dummy. All right, so we're not going to feel bad for you. All right, neither is the Lord. All right. It says in verse 6, what was one of the things that was said? And go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger. Don't provoke the Lord to anger. Don't do it. It says, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt. Don't do that. Don't provoke me, and I won't hurt you. What happened though? Verse 7, Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt. Don't do this. You won't get hurt. What did you do? You did it, and now you're going to get hurt, Jake. Congratulations. Round of applause for Jake and that mindset that's still happening today. It's through. Our people are through, man. All right, our people are through, and you can just look around. You know, you go out to the supermarket, you go out to the stores, you go out to a clothing store like Ross or whatever. You're going about your day, hell, grabbing a cup of coffee somewhere. You're doing something, you know, anything, man. You're driving your car, going for a drive, and what are you gonna see? Dumbass Jakes moseying along the street, looking like a goddamn man. Just what, yo, what it is, blood? How's it going, Crip? What it is, cut? You know, fucking dreads on their hair, looking like they haven't been washed in 35 fucking years, walking around, fucking ashy ass skin, have never used a bottle of lotion in their life. Alright, fucked up, smelling like shit, smelling like weed 99% of the time. Alright, and my job, the door comes open, in comes Jake. The whole goddamn store smells like weed, man. From the back of the store to the front of the store, one ninja, man, comes in and reeks the whole store out with weed. That's Jake. That's Jake. Is that a good state, Jake? Is that good? Alright, is that good? What is that? Is that a good look? Alright, no. Man, it's a fucking vexation just to go outside these days and see our women with these big ass fucking 30,000 feet long eyelashes, alright, fucking flapping away in the wind, edges all glued down to the goddamn side of their face all long and shit, alright, not that there's anything wrong with laying your edges, alright, but we're painting a picture, alright, fucking 50-foot long eyelashes, edges all fucking smeared down. It's not even just on the side of their face, it's all fucking almost down to the goddamn eyebrows, edges coming down your goddamn cheek, alright, fucking curled up and shit, looking all fucked up, alright, it's 3,000 gallons of makeup pasted across your face, every time you walk, you know, fucking powder's falling off your face, looking all fucked up, alright, titties all hanging out, Jake Min, ass hanging out, alright, and basically see under your you can basically see your thighs from your ass crack, alright, because your pants are hanging so goddamn low. Here you are with a belt wearing skinny jeans that don't fit. For what? What the it's you know, just dumb. That's the state of our people. That's, you know, and you know, we went from, you know, rulers and princes and just, you know, this holy people to just like gun-toting, drug-dealing, just fucking hooligans, man. Just looking like fools. Alright? Our people look ridiculous. You look ridiculous, Jake. Alright? You men and you women. You both look fucking dumb. Alright? I'm saying it. You look dumb. Alright? You look dumb with your dreads and all these things. And that's idol worship. What do you mean that's idol worship? Well, that goes, you know, the real name of dreads it's Shiva Jatas. Alright? And that's another thing that could go on a lesson on. They got this Jake talking about the spiritual significance of dreadlocks. Alright, this Hebrew Israelite guy. Alright, the spiritual significance of dreadlocks. Samson had you know, or you know, all these other people had locks. Yeah, not no fucking dreadlocks. Alright, you know what a lock of hair is? Alright, if I took a piece of my hair and clipped it off, that would be a lock of hair, not no goddamn dreadlock. I have it in my watch later. What's it called? Maybe we'll get to it, maybe we won't. Alright, spirituality and dreadlock. Let's look at some of the comments. Alright, there weren't no goddamn dreadlocks, man. Alright, what's something interesting you learned about locks? Alright, says, I'm brolic and thankful for my growth. What do you mean, growth in this word or your dreadlock growth? What are you talking about? Okay, it says, after leaving my barbershop, I would feel tired. Something told me to brush my hair right after. What are you talking about? You like long hair? Alright, and then I lock my hair. Alright, Solomon had locks as well. Alright, look at this. Much more to understand locks. Not even 3%. Men with long hair. I hope you're a martial arts expert. Alright, and the Bible says that men, you know, it doesn't even nature tell you itself that it's a shame for a man to have long hair. Just, I haven't watched the whole video, but just off the comments, man, just, there's nothing spiritual about having locks. Alright, the Bible proves that even the prophets had locks which connected them to God. Not no fucking dreadlocks, man. Okay? Not no fucking dreadlocks. And this is the state of Jake. Even thinking they're woke up in the truth, in the Hebrew Israelite, they're trying to bring in dreadlocks. It's fucking vexing, man. Our people are through. Alright? Anyway, let's go back to 7. Alright, this is Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 7. It says, Yet ye have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that ye may provoke me to anger with the works of your own hands to your own hurt. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, because ye have not heard my words, behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, my servants, and will bring them against this land, and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment, and a hissing, and perpetual desolation. Okay? So, and that's old Babylon, and now we're in new Babylon, and we're continuing, slavery, and we're just... Why? Because we keep going off, and we go off, and then we go off, and then we go off, and we go off after we go off. It's ridiculous, man. Okay? Deuteronomy 32 and 16 through 32 and 17. This lesson could be a lot longer, all right? But we're already an hour, 4 minutes in. We're trying to, speed it along. Deuteronomy 32 and 16 through 17 reads, They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, and with abomination provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to Yahweh, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. All right, why? Because they didn't exist. Why are you going to fear something that doesn't exist? I don't fear SpongeBob. All right, I don't fear Buddha. I don't fear Allah. I don't feel Jesus. I don't fear Jesus Christ. Who do I fear? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Why? Because he actually exists. He is, right? That's his name. Yahweh's name is He is. All right, he exists. All right, he does. All right, and all these other people, they don't exist. Why would I fear someone that doesn't exist? All right, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to doesn't make sense to fear someone that doesn't exist. All right, so Jake, man, just through. Okay, so let's get 2 Peter 1 and 16. It says, For we have not followed cunningly devised fables, when we made known unto you the power and the coming of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, but were eyewitnesses of his majesty. And what have you, but you guys have followed after cunningly devised fable, and Serapis Christus, and Jesus Christ, and all these other characters, alright, Allah, Buddha, these are cunningly devised fables, okay? And what's a fable? Not the game. What is a fable?
Fable.
Alright, a myth and a legend, alright, a fib, a falsehood, a deception, a made-up story, alright, a concoction, cock and bull, lie, untruth, half-truth, exaggeration, alright, a red herring, alright, a trickery, myth, alright, something that doesn't, untruth. What is untruth?
Untruth.
A lie or false statement. You believed in lies, alright, that's what you've done. You believed in lies, Jake, alright, and now you don't want to hear it, okay? Judges 10 and 13 through 14. Ye have forsaken, it says, Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will not, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Alright, so here's the thing, Jake. You've gone and worshipped Allah, you've gone and worshipped Buddha, you've gone and worshipped Jesus Christ, you've gone and worshipped this character and that character. Guess what? Go ahead. Cool, go ahead. So, you've forsaken the Lord, alright, your true power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You went and served these other gods. Okay, alright, cool. The Lord's not going to deliver you anymore, all right? And in verse 14, what does he say? It says, Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. Cool. You're going to do that? When shit hits the fan, Jacob's trouble starts happening, and chariots are when the Lord comes back and chariots are zapping things left and right, and nukes are start falling from the sky, call upon Allah. Call upon Buddha. Let them deliver you. How's that going to work out for you? Here, I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to give you a spoiler. It's not going to work out, and you're more than likely going to die, okay? And not more than likely. If you are calling on those gods in those days, you're going to die. That's just how it is. You're not going to be saved. Why? Because Allah cannot save you. Buddha cannot save you. Jesus Christ cannot save you. The only person that can save you is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But you're not calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and you don't know his name, and you don't know how to follow his laws, and you don't know what he's about, and you don't know, the Bible, you don't know anything, these idol worship things, right? Things that are fakes, these falsehoods, right? These fables. So you're going to die, man, because, you're going to have to call on them, because you don't know the Lord, and they're going to have to deliver you in those times, all right? And guess what? If that would be, it's as good as putting your trust in SpongeBob SquarePants, all right? And I always use that because it's humorous, but it's true. It's true. It literally is true, man. Okay? So in those days, you're going to be calling on SpongeBob SquarePants, and doesn't that sound stupid? It does sound stupid. Why? Because it is stupid, and that's basically what you're going to be doing, all right? Because you're calling on something that doesn't exist and expecting it to deliver you, when the only one that can deliver you in that time will be Yahushai, all right, the Son, all right, the Deliverer, as his name means, right? So, Ooh, it's gonna be really bad for some of you people, man. And it's gonna come too. So we have, just as in these times, we were speaking about it. All right, before there was Serapis Christus and all these false gods, Osiris, and all these different things, and false Hamashiachs, right? Even during the time of Yahushai, there were. All right, and there's gonna be more coming. Okay, there's gonna be even more coming. All right, like there's the Ish. All right, the small hat people. They got that Messiah. That they've been trying to cover up. It's hard to find information on it now, but they've been calling him the Messiah. They're following him around, kissing him, right? That's a false Hamashiach, all right? If they're calling him the Messiah, okay? And, hey, man, it's going to be bad. Matthew 24 and 24 says, "For there shall arise," and this is red letter, so this is Yahushai speaking, all right? A real power, right, mind you, all right, that will actually deliver his people, all right? And Lord willing, we're part of the elect and can be a part of that deliverance, right? I myself, as well as you brothers and sisters out there diligently pursuing this truth. Matthew 24 and 24 reads, "For there shall rise false Hamashiachs and false prophets," and a lot of false prophets now too. And who are those false prophets teaching? The name of these false gods, all right? Jesus Christ, right? It says, "For there shall rise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Okay, so they're going to do things that, are going to deceive people. They're going to think, oh, yeah, look at him. He is, the deliverer. He is saving, right? And, if it was possible, it's not possible, all right, it would deceive the very elect. That's how strong this delusion is going to be, all right? And these people are going to believe in this, all right? But the elect is not going to be deceived, okay? It says, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But it's not possible, okay? That's how a lot of people are going to be deceived, man. That's how believable some of these lies are going to be if you don't have the truth, man. But the elect's going to have the truth, so they're not going to believe in those things. Okay? And again, Lord willing, we're part of the elect. Okay? That's our only goal in life. All right? We don't have anything else for us. All right? Job, fuck it. All right? Getting promoted in the company, fuck it. All right? Houses, it doesn't matter, man. All right? None of that shit matters because all that's going to be destroyed. Okay? Where our heart lies is with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because he's the one that can deliver us. He can give us endless life. All right? Eternal life. All right? We can live forever and rule with him. All right? We get to see him physically. All right? And things will be restored to their normal order. There won't be any men like women and women like men. And there won't be women with women and men with men and this and that and all sorts of weird wacko shit. There won't be that anymore. Everything will be in perfect order, perfect harmony. All right? Our enemies will be in captivity. We'll be ruling over them. All right? We'll be able to get rest from our hard labor, as the Bible says, the scriptures say, right? That's what we're waiting for, all right? And most notably, just to have our Lord back in power. Because, hey, we need Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This place is wicked, all right? It's awful. This is what happens when the heathen comes into rulership. We need Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to restore order, okay? And Lord willing, we can be part of the elect, all right, and hey, have a good position in the kingdom, okay? That's my hope. That's what I'm hoping for, right? And that's you brothers and sisters, mind should be on that as well, okay? And hey, you gotta keep your eye out, man, because we're gonna read 1 Peter 5 and 8, because all these things, this was all set up by the devil, all right? Esau, Edom, all right, Serapis Christus, and all these different things to lead you astray. And say, oh no, come over here and take this religion, or what about this? Oh, worship, do this because we have Christmas and Easter, or we have this and that. Hey man, you got to keep your eye out, because the devil's going to try to play these things and make these things look real appetizing, because they want to destroy you. All right, we're going to close out with 1 Peter 5 and 8, which reads, 1 Peter 5 and 8, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, Esau Edom, as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." And if you're not careful, you're going to believe in those cunningly devised fables, and that's going to destroy you. That's going to devour you. You see how Jake is in the church, man. They're completely destroyed. They're completely devoured, and a lot of them can't come out of that mindset, man. Okay, that's terrible. So, hey, again, we just did that lesson not too long ago. You are blessed. All right, hey, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for not letting us, be in that mindset still, all right? From pulling us out of that mindset and bringing us into this truth and letting us know, the true names, all right? Yahweh and Yahushai, all right? And let us know that they're Israelites. We're not black, all right? We're not Negroes. We're not Native Americans. We're Israelites, all right? We're not, losers. We're not, minorities. We're not, on the bottom. We're on the top. We're Israelites, all right? We're the chosen people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right? Tawadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for letting us know those things, man, because, hey, it's a sad thing you seeing those people out in the world just believing in those cunningly devised fables. But we're blessed because, hey, we've been woken up and pulled out of that, And Lord willing, we'll continue to stay in this truth, and hey, we'll be delivered as part of the elect, right? So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give once again all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. We can never praise him enough, right? I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you, Achman Akwat, out there pursuing this truth diligently. Special thanks to Apostle Ramallah, because that's originally who I learned from, about the Serapis Christus, right? A lot of the apostles talk about it. I'm not giving credit to any specific person. All right, I just happened to learn that breakdown from, learn some of these things that we talked about today by Apostle Ramallah. All right, of course, if I said anything wrong or incorrect, Salakia, all right, a brother apostle can feel free to correct me, all right, so I can get the correct edification, all right. Of course, again, double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Rakakwadash. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.